Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel, the most popular cryptocurrency YouTube channel on the entire planet, quite literally, which is Coin Bureau, with 1.5 million subscribers, just about. This channel has publicly stated now that Coinbase should certainly and could relist XRP due to a loophole. And so it's a very interesting topic of conversation. And it has to do with cryptocurrencies being traded on Coinbase that aren't the native assets, they're wrapped tokens. And so in this case, it's a token that's issued on Ethereum, an ERC20 token. And I'll just say this at the outset before we even get into the specifics of this. If this theory is true, then the degree to which the SEC is picking Ethereum as a winner is beyond what any of us have been thinking. But I got to say this too. This is not something that I'm convinced of. Look, the SEC is ruthless and vindictive, and I personally I don't believe for a moment they'll let any sort of loophole go unpunished. But before diving into this, I do want to be clear at the outset, I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Oh, and by the way, I've got tweets on this topic from attorney Jeremy Hogan, who of course runs the very popular YouTube channel Legal Briefs, and also my fellow XRP YouTubers Jungle Inc. and Crypto Eddie. And so I came across this topic thanks to Stefan Huber, who ultimately did tag me in this. And so, Stefan, thank you very much for tagging me. I very much do appreciate it. And it really is an interesting topic of conversation. And I know people in the community have a number of different takes on this. Is this something that's a real thing? Does this loophole exist? And even if it doesn't exist, like in the eyes of Coinbase, does it exist? Is that why they're doing what they're doing? Interesting topic of conversation here. No matter what you ultimately think on this. And you guys will have to let me know when the video's done. Drop a comment below. I would love to hear what you think, if you think I'm right or I'm wrong. Love diversity of thought on this. But here's what Stefan Huber wrote. OMG. My suspicions seem to be confirmed. Listen to Coin Bureau's new video. Apparently it is common practice to avoid SEC enforcement by offering not the actual asset, but an Ethereum variant in the form of an ERC20 token. If the asset is running on Ethereum, the SEC does not intervene. And so if you want to, here's Coin Bureau's page, by the way, if you want to check it out. Here you can see almost 1.5 million subscribers, 84 million views. And I'll say this, like, I'm skeptical of the take. Actually, to be honest with you, nothing against the guy his name is Guy. The guy named Guy that runs Coin Bureau. Nothing against him on a personal level, but the last video I watched from him, honestly, before this one, it was like a year and a half ago, and it was about XRP, and it was just wildly inaccurate. And so I just decided to stop watching his channel because I was like, well, if you're that wrong about XRP, I think I'm just. And so I don't mean that to be like mean or anything like that. That's not my intent anyway. So hopefully it didn't come across in a way I didn't intend. But I'm not confident in this guy's take on why Coinbase is doing what they're doing. And so there was this, and Stefan Huber shared this little clip, and I actually transcribed it. So I'm going to share with you the relevant portion. And Stefan wrote though, this must go viral. Crypto exchanges can protect themselves from SEC enforcement by not listing native assets, but variants based on Ethereum. What impossible could there be? I think it means possibly. Could there be for the SEC to allow this a loophole? XRP based on Ethereum would not be a problem. It is just unbelievable. And yeah, and so if this is actually the case, then yeah, that would be unbelievable if this is what the SEC is actually okay with. But here's what Guy from Coin Bureau said, and this is the transcription. He said, after my most recent video about Terra, I was surprised to find out that Terra's Luna coin was trading on Coinbase, even though it's likely a security in the eyes of United States regulators due to its relative centralization. And I'll just pause to point out this is Luna, And it's been talked about a fair bit over the last few months in particular, because after the crypto asset class began tanking starting on May 19th this year, when we went to that corrective phase and all sorts of people incorrectly thought that we were suddenly in a bear market. Well, Luna was actually one of the few coins to just like lead the charge out of that. It started like, look, this is the 12-month chart. Look at this. If you can look at your screen. So you can see like roughly mid-July, it just started rallying, and it's up dramatically from them. So it's leading the charge. And so if you've heard of Luna and you can't think of why, well, it's been talked about all over crypto, frankly, here. But anyway, then a guy from Coin Bureau continues. As far as I can tell, the reason why Coinbase can get away with listing Luna is because it hasn't listed native Luna. Instead, it's listed wrapped Luna, an ERC20 token on Ethereum. This is something that I've seen Coinbase do on other cryptocurrencies that are almost certainly securities, and I'm almost 100% convinced that it's a loophole for listing otherwise unlistable cryptocurrencies. If I'm correct, this means Coinbase could list XRP as a wrapped ERC20 token on Ethereum, something that should be possible using Flare Network, which is designed to bring smart contracts to XRP. This is something the XRP army should look into. And so note, he said, if he's right. And I'm going to respectfully disagree. I think that he is wrong. And maybe I'm wrong, though. You guys will have to tell me. And nothing against anybody that thinks this is right. But consider this. Because, I mean, basically what you're talking about is, basically a synthetic form of XRP being listed on the Ethereum blockchain. That's what you're talking about. So it's not actually XRP, but it's designed and traded in such a way that its price would mimic whatever happens price-wise with actual XRP. Well, just imagine this. Imagine that you are looking for a loophole, and so you think you can't trade XRP. So let's imagine that you just you create an XRP exchange traded fund, an ETF, which is ETFs are all over in the world of legacy finance. So just think about that, because an ETF, it's designed to be purchased, so it's in a fund that you could purchase, like for instance on NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange, and so you don't have to purchase the underlying asset, but the price it's designed in such a way that you get exposure to it, and the price would just track it. That's typically what happens with ETFs. And so, do you think that if you try to launch an ETF, that the SEC would just be okay with that? I mean, not that NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange would just let it on without SEC approval anyway, but that's not the point. I'm just saying, if you were aiming to do that, do you think that the SEC would be like, oh, okay, well, it's not XRP, it's an ETF? Well, no. So why the hell do you think that they'd let them get away with it if you're talking about XRP, and it's not actually XRP, it's just a representation of XRP on Ethereum, that you think you get away with it just because it's an ERC20 token? I sure as hell don't think that. And neither does Jungle Inc., my fellow XRP YouTuber. And he wrote the following. I got 2 tweets from him. It's not effective for ultimately avoiding enforcement. Gary Gensler has made this clear. And here's the second tweet from Jungle Inc. Gary Gensler is clear. There is no loophole to listing a security. FXRP or WXRP would fall under the same regulatory oversight as XRP itself. Good thing XRP isn't a security, and we don't have to worry about any of that. Yeah, no kidding. And so here's the quote from Gary Gensler. Make no mistake, it doesn't matter whether it's a stock token, a stable value token backed by securities, or any other virtual product that provides synthetic exposure to underlying securities. These platforms, whether in the decentralized or centralized finance space, are implicated by the securities laws and must work within our securities regime. And so there you go. The key part right there especially being any virtual product that provides synthetic exposure, which is what this would be, obviously. It would be the same again in ETF. If there were an XRP ETF, and who knows, there might be one day after there's legal clarity surrounding it. If there were an XRP ETF, it would be synthetic. It's not technically a derivative. ETFs typically aren't, but it would be representative of the underlying asset XRP to get exposure to it, but it wouldn't be it itself, just like with an ERC20 token here that's being traded. So no, I'd say there's not a snowball's chance in hell that that you're getting away with this. I just don't think there's like it's as close to a 0% chance as possible. So it kind of begs the question: why is Coinbase allowing the trading of a synthetic version of Luna rather than native Luna? That I don't know. I spent about 20 minutes before recording this video just Googling, and I found a few people asking the question on social media. Nobody has an answer, and Coinbase didn't explain it. I went to Coinbase's page where I don't have it pulled up for this video, but where they were talking about the differences between Luna and W Luna, which is wrapped Luna, but they have no explanation whatsoever as to why they trade one and not the other. So if Coinbase thinks that they're going to get away from, SEC Supreme Leader Kim Jong-Gary, if they think they're going to get away with this, if that's the intent, the answer is squarely no. Like there's about a 0% chance. I can't even. Look, and mind you, again, like I said, I don't have a legal background. I just can't imagine that Coinbase's legal team being so risk averse that they're willing to halt the trading of XRP, thinking that it's okay to try and find a loophole in crypto, allowing the trading of a representation of a cryptocurrency that they otherwise would not list via their policy and their framework for listing. I don't see it. To me, that makes no sense on the planet. I don't think that's what they're doing. So the question still is, why are they doing it? I don't know. Like, maybe it's the case that Coinbase favors Ethereum. I don't know. You can sit here and speculate all day long. Maybe they actually do, though. Hell, I don't know. Another ERC20 token. Yay, Ethereum. Not that I actually think that. I'm just saying we don't know. There could be a legitimately good reason for this. Who knows? Maybe it has something to do with custody and their actual technical framework in the background. Maybe it's something like that. And maybe they'll offer the native asset at some point in the future. I don't know. But to jump to the conclusion that they're doing this to avoid a loophole, as if any lawyer working at Coinbase would think that this is reasonable. I look, and I admit I could be wrong. I'd be very surprised, especially with this language that's on your screen right here from the dictator at the SEC, Supreme Leader Kim Jong-Gary. I don't think there's a single chance that this is the case here. So I don't know why this Coin Bureau guy named Guy thinks that this is likely, and he seems to be almost 100% convinced. But that's not where I'd go. That's definitely not where my little Moon Lambo brain's going to start going. I'm going to start thinking, okay, this would be so dangerous for Coinbase that given their typical, the way that they implement their framework for deciding which cryptocurrencies go live, it would be so risky. I would think that there's something else that I don't know, but it's not this. That would be my starting point right now. And then there was this from my fellow XRP YouTuber, Crypto Eddie. Jungle points out XRP wrapped using Flare would be synthetic, and Gensler makes it clear. Make no mistake, it doesn't matter. That's a quote. Make no mistake, it doesn't matter. Attorney John Deaton is correct. Every asset holder, including Bitcoin holders, should be concerned if SEC wins. Absolutely. I'm on the same page there. And here is a comment on this from attorney Jeremy Hogan, who wrote, and he actually retweeted this from Stefan Huber. This is not my fight, but Stefan Huber has picked up on what Coin Bureau was throwing down and seems to be running with it. So I am just innocently retweeting it and getting back into my lane. Good luck, all. And so there you go. I would love to know a little bit more about what he thinks is likely here. But man, I'm a skeptic on this idea. I'm a huge skeptic on this idea. So, and if any of you still find it that this case to be compelling, this case that guy from Coin Bureau brought up, that's fine. Like I've said many times on my channel, I don't need people to agree with me for me to like or respect them, to be friends with them, nothing like that. I think it's fun to have rigorous debates with adults that don't scream at each other but are just interested in the honest, open exchange of ideas. So if you think I'm wrong, that's fine. Tell me why. Articulate your case below. And if you got a good case, then I'll find it compelling, and then I'll talk about it on the channel too. But at this point, I just don't see it, folks. So let me know what you think. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo.